Imagine waking up to the sight of snow-capped mountains gliding beneath your feet, sipping coffee at 40,000 feet, and falling asleep not in a cramped airplane seat, but in your own bedroom, complete with a kitchen, bathroom, and panoramic window view of the clouds. This isn't science fiction. It's the next frontier in how we think about home, travel, and luxury. Welcome to the era of the airplane motorhome, a revolutionary concept where your house doesn't just move across highways, it cruises above continents. Throughout human history, we've always sought ways to make travel more comfortable, efficient, and luxurious. From horses and carriages to cars and cruise ships, every leap in transportation technology has been followed by a leap in living comfort. In the early 20th century, airplanes were little more than noisy, dangerous machines meant to get you from one place to another. By the 1960s, air travel became glamorous, the golden age of flight, with in-flight meals, lounges, and sleeping berths. Today, private jets and luxury first-class suites offer comforts once unimaginable, from lie-flat beds to onboard showers. And yet, the ultimate evolution hasn't happened. Not yet. Because while cars evolved into motorhomes and yachts evolved into floating palaces, airplanes have remained mostly transport machines rather than living spaces. That's about to change. The idea of turning airplanes into full-fledged living environments, homes that can fly, is no longer a fantasy reserved for billionaires or sci-fi movies. Several powerful trends are converging to make it a realistic possibility. 1. Technological miniaturization. Advances in avionics, lightweight materials, and energy systems mean aircraft can carry more usable interior space without compromising efficiency. Rise of ultra-long-range jets. Modern business jets like the Gulfstream G700 or Bombardier Global 8000 can fly more than 8,000 miles non-stop, making continuous airborne living possible. 3. Luxury market evolution. The demand for ultra-luxury experiences is exploding, and high-net-worth individuals are seeking mobility combined with home-like comfort. Post-pandemic travel shifts. Privacy, autonomy, and control over your environment are now more valuable than ever, making personal flying homes a logical next step. Put simply, the technology, demand, and design philosophy are finally aligning. At its core, an airplane motorhome is a hybrid between a luxury private jet and a mobile living space. It's not just a place to sit while flying, it's a place to live. A fully realized airplane motorhome would include private bedrooms with full-size beds and smart climate control, onboard kitchens with induction cooking and water recycling systems, living areas with panoramic windows, entertainment systems, and modular furniture, AI-managed systems for lighting, temperature, air quality, and even route optimization, self-sustaining power solutions like hybrid fuel cells or solar-assisted auxiliary power units. Some prototypes even explore expandable interiors, similar to space habitats, where living space can reconfigure based on need, transforming a lounge into a dining room or a workspace into a bedroom in minutes. Imagine a future scenario. You're an entrepreneur living between continents. Instead of owning multiple homes, you own one. A flying home that follows you wherever you go. You wake up in Tokyo, have breakfast over the Pacific, and land in San Francisco for a business meeting. Later that week, you cruise over the Swiss Alps, watching the sunset from your living room window, all without packing a suitcase or stepping into an airport. This vision is closer than you think. Companies like Airbus, Boeing, Lufthansa Technik, and Greenpoint Technologies are already exploring interiors that go beyond transport, designing flying environments meant to live in, not just travel through. We stand on the edge of a new era in aviation, one driven not by speed, but by experience. While the 20th century focused on getting us places faster, the 21st century is about how we live while we travel. The next wave of innovation isn't about building bigger planes, it's about transforming the space inside them. And just as motorhomes revolutionized how we think about life on the road, airplane homes will redefine what it means to live in the sky. But to understand where we're going, we need to understand where we've been. The dream of living in the skies isn't new. It's been quietly evolving for over a century. And it all began with one simple idea. Flying shouldn't just take you places. It should feel like home. To truly understand the future of flying homes, we must travel back to the beginning, to a time when airplanes were nothing more than fragile machines made of wood and fabric, barely capable of carrying a handful of passengers across the sky. When the Wright brothers first took to the skies in 1903, the idea of comfort was the last thing on their minds. Flight itself was the miracle. Early airplanes were cramped, loud, and dangerous, mere tools to conquer gravity. By the 1920s and 30s, commercial aviation began to emerge, but it remained a means to an end, a faster way to get from one place to another. Comfort was limited to basic seating and perhaps a small meal, and the idea of living in the air was unthinkable. Yet even in those early days, a seed had been planted. People didn't just want to travel, they wanted to travel well. The 1950s and 60s marked the golden age of aviation. Airliners like the Boeing 707 and Douglas DC-8 transformed global travel, and airlines competed not just on speed, but on luxury. Passengers dressed in their finest clothes, sipped champagne in the sky, and enjoyed gourmet meals served on china plates. Lounges, sleeping berths, and even onboard pianos became standard on some long-haul flights. It was a time when flying wasn't just transportation, it was an experience. Yet even then, aircraft were still designed around the idea of temporary occupancy. You could relax, dine, even sleep. But airplanes were still fundamentally a way to get somewhere else, not a place to stay. In the 1970s and 80s, a new chapter began, the age of the private jet. Suddenly, flight wasn't just about getting from A to B, it was about freedom, privacy, and control. Aircraft like the Learjet 35 and Gulfstream II introduced the concept of personalized air travel. Celebrities, CEOs, and heads of state could fly on their own schedules, surrounded by luxury tailored to their tastes. Interiors became more sophisticated, with plush seating, wood paneling, and custom layouts. But once again, these jets were luxurious transport vehicles, not homes. They offered comfort, but not lifestyle. The 2000s brought a leap forward with the rise of wide-body luxury. Aircraft like the Boeing 747-8 VIP and Airbus A380 became canvases for extreme customization. Billionaires and royal families commissioned flying palaces, aircraft outfitted with bedrooms, offices, showers, and even conference rooms. Prince Al-Walid bin Talal's Airbus A380 was designed with a prayer room that rotated to face Mecca, a luxury garage, and multiple suites. U.S. Air Force One, though not technically a home, became a fully functional flying White House, complete with medical facilities, command centers, and living quarters. These innovations blurred the line between transport and residence. For the first time, you could live on board for days. But these were still exceptions, reserved for the ultra-wealthy or heads of state.
Though still reserved for the ultra-wealthy and powerful.
While most aircraft continued to serve as vehicles, the concept of space as a service, designing interiors for how people live rather than how they travel, began to take hold. Companies like Lufthansa Technik, Greenpoint Technologies, and Comlux started designing cabins that felt more like apartments than airplanes. Interior designers worked with psychologists, ergonomists, and technologists to create spaces that were not just luxurious, but livable. This shift was subtle but significant. Lighting systems mimicked circadian rhythms to improve sleep. Climate control became more personalized. Entertainment systems evolved into fully integrated smart environments. The airplane was no longer just a vessel. It was slowly becoming a living environment. While aviation was evolving, something else was happening on the ground and sea. Motorhomes, once simple camping vehicles, became high-tech mobile homes with solar panels, satellite internet, and smart home integration. Luxury yachts became floating mansions with helipads, theaters, and spas. The message was clear. Mobility and home no longer had to be separate, and the aviation world was watching closely. A new generation of aircraft designers began asking a bold question. If people can live for months on a yacht, why not in the sky? The line between transportation and habitation was fading. We now stand at the edge of a technological and cultural tipping point. Aviation technology has matured to the point where it's possible and practical to design aircraft that function as permanent or semi-permanent living spaces. Airbus ACJ320neo and Boeing BBJ MAX now feature fully equipped bedrooms, walk-in showers, offices, and even virtual reality lounges. Lufthansa Technik's Explorer concept proposes a wide-body jet interior that functions as a luxury flying home, complete with a garage for vehicles and a lounge that transforms into a sky deck. Concepts like Sky Yacht One and Sky Residence envision aircraft designed not just for travel, but for living in the clouds. These projects are no longer science fiction. They are funded, engineered, and in some cases already flying. The final evolution, from luxury jet to airplane motorhome, is now inevitable. As technology reduces weight, increases range, and improves energy efficiency, the barriers to airborne living are crumbling. In the same way that early yachts were once seen as extravagant toys and are now fully functional homes on the sea, aircraft are on the verge of undergoing the same transformation in the sky. From the wooden wings of the Wright brothers to the flying palaces of today's billionaires, aviation has always been a story of ambition, innovation, and human desire. But the next chapter is different. The next chapter isn't about reaching new destinations. It's about redefining what it means to live in the sky. Transforming an airplane into a fully functional home isn't just a matter of adding furniture and fancy lighting. It's a monumental engineering challenge, one that combines the complexities of aviation technology with the comforts of residential design. To create a home in the sky, every detail must be reimagined, from materials and layout to power, water, waste, and even how the air itself moves inside the cabin. Unlike motorhomes or yachts, airplanes operate in an environment where every kilogram matters. Adding a bed, a kitchen, or a bathtub is not as simple as it sounds, because weight directly affects fuel consumption, range, and performance. Aircraft engineers must therefore solve three fundamental problems. Weight efficiency. Every piece of furniture, every appliance, and every wall panel must be ultra-light without sacrificing strength. Spatial optimization. Unlike a ground-based home, space is limited. Layouts must be modular, flexible, and multifunctional. Safety compliance. All materials and systems must meet strict aviation safety standards, resistant to fire, vibration, pressure changes, and turbulence. To meet these demands, manufacturers use cutting-edge materials and innovative design principles that push the limits of modern engineering. The foundation of a flying home lies in advanced materials. Traditional wood, steel, or heavy composites used in houses are unsuitable for flight. Instead, engineers rely on carbon fiber composites. Lightweight yet incredibly strong, these materials form the skeleton of next-generation aircraft interiors. Aluminum lithium alloys, used in cabin structure and furniture frames to reduce weight by up to 20% compared to conventional metals. Smart materials, surfaces embedded with sensors that monitor stress, temperature, and vibration in real time, ensuring safety and longevity. Fire-resistant fabrics panels. Specially engineered materials prevent flame spread while remaining soft, stylish, and home-like. In luxury projects like Airbus ACJ Harmony and Boeing BBJ Max, even the flooring and cabinetry are constructed from aerospace-grade materials designed to look like wood or marble but weigh a fraction as much. Designing the interior of a flying home is as much an art as it is a science. Space is limited, yet it must include all the essentials of a modern home: sleeping, cooking, bathing, working, and relaxing. The solution lies in modularity and multifunctionality. Typical layout of a future airborne home might include Sky Lounge, a spacious central living area with panoramic windows, convertible furniture, and mood lighting. Galley Kitchen 2.0, compact but highly functional kitchens with induction cooking, smart refrigerators, and vacuum-sealed food storage. Master Bedroom Suite, full-size bed, storage solutions built into walls, and adaptive lighting that mimics natural circadian rhythms. Smart Bathroom, water-saving shower systems, vacuum toilets, similar to those on the ISS, and self-contained greywater recycling units. Command Workspace, integrated AI desks with global connectivity, holographic displays, and digital assistants. Observation Dome, optional. Some designs propose transparent roof sections or glass pods for 360-degree sky views. Interior designers like Lufthansa Technik and Greenpoint Technologies are already experimenting with transformative spaces, rooms that change function at the touch of a button. A dining table might fold into the floor to reveal a yoga area, or walls might slide to convert a living room into a guest bedroom.
This view is absolutely incredible.
It's even better than I imagined.
A home cannot function without power, and a flying home needs a lot of it. From lighting and entertainment to kitchen appliances and water systems, the electrical demand is far higher than that of a standard aircraft. Next-generation aircraft homes will rely on a multi-layered energy ecosystem. Primary engines. Jet engines will still generate the main propulsion power, but with more efficient fuel systems and hybrid assist technology. Auxiliary Power Units, APUs. Advanced APUs, or small-scale fuel cells, will provide continuous electrical power for onboard systems. Solar panels, optional. Some concepts propose lightweight solar arrays on the fuselage to supplement power for non-critical systems. Smart energy management. AI will dynamically distribute power based on usage, optimizing for efficiency and safety. These innovations will ensure that even at 40,000 feet, a flying home can run a full kitchen, entertainment system, climate control, and internet, all without compromising flight performance. Living in the sky means building a closed-loop environment where water, waste, and air are carefully managed, much like on a space station. Water recycling. Gray water from sinks and showers can be filtered and reused for non-potable purposes, reducing water load. Vacuum waste systems. Advanced vacuum toilets minimize water use and securely contain waste. Cabin air management. Intelligent air filtration systems regulate oxygen levels, humidity, and temperature, essential for comfort on long-duration flights. Atmospheric sensors continuously monitor air quality and automatically adjust filtration and circulation systems. Some futuristic designs even propose hydrogen fuel cell byproducts, pure water, to be reused for onboard consumption, reducing the need for heavy water tanks. In a flying home, artificial intelligence is more than a convenience. It's essential. Managing hundreds of complex systems simultaneously requires an AI brain capable of system monitoring, real-time analysis of power, pressure, air quality, and structural integrity. Adaptive environments, AI-controlled lighting, temperature, and soundscapes that respond to time zones, weather, and user preferences. Flight path optimization. AI can coordinate with pilots or autonomous systems to choose routes that maximize fuel efficiency and passenger comfort. Predictive maintenance. Constantly monitors components and alerts crew before failures occur. Imagine issuing a voice command like, "Home, prepare the lounge for evening mode." And within seconds, the lighting dims, windows tint, ambient music begins, and temperature adjusts, all automatically. This future isn't just theory, it's already under development. Airbus ACJ Harmony. Concept: a private jet interior designed like a luxury apartment, with distinct zones for living, sleeping, dining, and meetings. Lufthansa Technik Explorer, a wide-body jet concept with a garage, master suite, wellness zone, and observation deck. Greenpoint VIP 747-8i, a design featuring a 2-level sky lounge, cinema room, and private spa. Comlux Sky Residence, custom layouts with walk-in closets, full-size showers, and dedicated crew living quarters. These examples prove that the leap from luxury jet to full airborne home is not a question of if, but when. Despite rapid progress, several engineering challenges remain. Fuel efficiency. Heavier, more complex interiors can reduce range and increase costs. Certification. Meeting strict aviation safety standards for residential systems is complex and time-consuming. Cost. Building a flying home can exceed $100 million, though costs are expected to fall as technology matures. Public perception. The concept must evolve beyond being a billionaire's toy to something practical for business and lifestyle. Yet just like electric cars and private space travel, these barriers are steadily falling. And once they do, the market will explode. We've now seen how engineering, design, and technology are converging to make airborne homes a reality. But how will life actually feel inside one? What will daily routines look like when your living room is cruising at 900 kilometers per hour? Imagine starting your day not in a city apartment or a countryside villa, but in a home that's quietly gliding 12 kilometers above the earth. Your morning coffee is served as clouds drift by beneath your feet. You open the blinds to see the sunrise over the Atlantic, and by the time you finish breakfast, your home is already halfway to another continent. This is life aboard an airplane motorhome, a lifestyle that fuses the freedom of flight with the comfort of home. The traditional concept of home has always been tied to a fixed location, a house, an apartment, a place anchored to the ground. But the future of airborne living challenges that definition. In a flying home, home is no longer a place. It's a state of being. It travels with you, adapts to your schedule, and takes you wherever you need to go without ever requiring you to leave it. This is not about replacing traditional houses, but expanding what home can mean. For business owners, diplomats, or digital nomads, a flying home could eliminate the need for multiple properties. For retirees or luxury travelers, it could turn the entire planet into a backyard. Let's walk through a typical day aboard a future airplane home. The onboard AI system gradually brightens the lighting to mimic a natural sunrise, gently waking you without jet lag. The aircraft's environmental system adjusts oxygen levels and humidity for optimal comfort. In the kitchen, an automated induction cooking unit prepares your preferred breakfast while you review the news on a panoramic smart window display. The aircraft cruises steadily at 40,000 feet. You step into your workspace, a smart office with holographic conferencing tools and satellite connectivity. Virtual meetings feel natural thanks to ultra-low latency global internet, while AI scheduling tools coordinate your day across multiple time zones. Lunch can be freshly prepared by the onboard chef module or a crew member, with ingredients stored in vacuum-sealed compartments for freshness. You might choose to relax in the observation lounge, watch a movie in a private cinema room, or use the fitness module, a specially designed exercise area equipped with low-impact training equipment adapted for flight. Some designs even feature small hydroponic gardens, where herbs and greens grow in zero-spill pods, adding both freshness and sustainability to life on board. The AI adjusts the lighting and temperature to match the circadian rhythms of your next destination, helping you adapt naturally. Dinner is served as the aircraft crosses continents, and afterward, you relax under a panoramic skylight, watching the stars from 12 kilometers above. As you fall asleep in your full-size bed, the aircraft silently continues its journey, preparing to land wherever you've chosen to call home tomorrow. Safety is paramount when a home is airborne. Future airplane homes will integrate multiple layers of technology and design to ensure that life at altitude is not only comfortable, but also secure. Structural integrity. Reinforced fuselage sections and pressure control systems ensure the aircraft remains stable even under extreme conditions. Redundant systems. Critical systems such as power, water, and environmental controls will have multiple backups, much like those on the International Space Station. AI monitoring. Constant sensor data will feed into onboard AI, detecting anomalies in real time and responding before they become issues. Emergency protocols. In case of severe weather or system failure, the aircraft can reroute, land autonomously, or deploy safety mechanisms such as controlled descent systems. It's worth noting that private aviation already maintains safety standards far exceeding commercial aviation norms. Airborne homes will likely surpass even those, integrating defense-grade redundancy and autonomous response capabilities. Living in the sky does not mean being disconnected from the world. Future airborne homes will feature seamless global connectivity, essential for work, entertainment, and communication. Satellite Internet 2.0, Low Earth Orbit, LEO. Satellite networks, like Starlink, will provide multi-gigabit internet with minimal latency, even in remote airspace. Cloud-integrated living. All onboard systems, lighting, security, entertainment, climate, will sync with your personal devices and cloud accounts. Holographic communication. Immersive telepresence systems will allow face-to-face meetings with people across the globe, projected directly into your workspace. In essence, your flying home will be more connected than many cities on the ground. In the early stages, airplane motorhomes will be a luxury reserved for the ultra-wealthy, with costs potentially exceeding $100–200 million for a fully customized wide-body model. However, as technology matures and demand grows, several new ownership models are likely to emerge. Fractional ownership. Multiple clients share a single flying home, using it for part of the year, similar to private jet timeshares. Subscription models. Companies could offer membership-based access, allowing clients to book a flying residence for weeks or months. Corporate air homes. Multinational companies might operate flying headquarters, traveling globally while maintaining a constant base of operations. Just as private jets and yachts, once reserved for billionaires, became accessible to businesses and high-net-worth individuals, flying homes will gradually enter broader markets. One of the biggest questions surrounding airborne living is its environmental impact. Modern aviation is undergoing a transformation toward sustainability, and airplane homes will benefit from these advancements. Hybrid electric propulsion. Future aircraft may use hybrid turbine electric systems, reducing fuel consumption by up to 30%. Sustainable aviation fuels. SAF. Biofuels and synthetic fuels could cut carbon emissions by 80%. Hydrogen and fuel cells. Long-term designs may incorporate hydrogen propulsion or fuel cells, emitting only water vapor. Carbon-neutral manufacturing. Interior materials and systems could be sourced from recycled or carbon-negative sources. As environmental regulations tighten and green technologies advance, the concept of a sustainable flying home will become not just possible, but necessary. Humans are deeply connected to the ground, so how will it feel to live above it? Psychologists and space habitat designers have already studied this question, and the answers are promising. Biophilic design. Interiors will incorporate natural materials, ambient lighting, and even simulated weather patterns to maintain a sense of connection with nature. Adaptive environments. Soundscapes, scents, and dynamic lighting can recreate familiar atmospheres. A rainforest in the morning, a cozy cabin at night. Mental health features. AI companions, relaxation pods, and mindfulness environments will help mitigate isolation and enhance well-being. Far from feeling isolated, residents of airborne homes may find themselves more connected, not just to the world below, but to the rhythm of the planet itself. The ultimate promise of airplane motorhomes is freedom. No borders, no commutes, no packing or jet lag. Your backyard could be the Andes one week and the Great Barrier Reef the next. Your office could be above the Pacific in the morning and over Paris by night. Your home could literally follow the sunrise, chasing eternal daylight around the planet. This is not just a new mode of travel, it's a new way of living. Life in the sky will redefine everything we know about home, work, travel, and even identity. But what comes next? How will this new way of living shape the future of society, technology, and humanity itself? To answer that, we need to look beyond the horizon. It's the year 2075. The sky is no longer just a space we pass through. It's a place we inhabit. Across the globe, hundreds of airborne homes drift gracefully along invisible highways in the stratosphere. Some follow trade winds for energy efficiency. Others circle the globe with precision, synchronized to the schedules of their owners. The age of the airplane motorhome is not a dream anymore. It's a defining feature of human civilization. The first true flying homes will likely emerge within the next 2 decades, not as science fiction concepts, but as practical, functional aircraft designed for extended living. Between 2025 and 2045, several key milestones will shape this transformation. 2025 to 2030, ultra-long-range private jets with fully residential interiors become more common. These aircraft, based on platforms like the Gulfstream G800 and Airbus ACJ320neo, will feature living spaces designed for weeks-long occupancy. 2030 to 2035, hybrid electric propulsion systems and advanced APUs will make continuous flight more sustainable, enabling aircraft to remain airborne for longer without refueling. 2035-2040, the first purpose-built flying home platforms emerge, designed from the ground up for habitation rather than transportation. These aircraft will integrate autonomous systems, modular interiors, and AI-managed ecosystems. 2040-2045, Fractional ownership and subscription-based flying residences become mainstream, expanding access beyond the ultra-rich. By the mid-2040s, we will likely see the first fleets of private airborne homes operating much like yachts or private trains, luxurious, self-contained, and constantly in motion. As technology matures, the concept of living in the sky will expand far beyond private ownership. Entire industries will emerge around airborne habitation, creating a new economic and social ecosystem above the Earth. Sky cities. Large, semi-permanent airborne platforms may serve as luxury communities, research bases, or corporate campuses, floating in the stratosphere and constantly orbiting the globe. Airborne real estate markets. Just as beachfront property or city penthouses are highly valued today, altitude and airspace routes will become the new frontier of real estate competition. Nomadic societies. A new generation of air nomads, entrepreneurs, remote workers, and retirees will adopt airborne homes as their primary residences, living free from borders and national constraints. The implications for geopolitics, urban planning, and even national identity will be profound. If a home can fly, what does it mean to belong to a country? If an office can circle the globe, what does it mean to commute? The future of airborne living depends on rapid progress in several key technologies. Here's what will shape the next 50 years. Propulsion. Hybrid electric engines, hydrogen propulsion, and possibly even nuclear micro-reactors will drastically reduce fuel costs and environmental impact. Autonomy. AI co-pilots and autonomous navigation will allow airborne homes to operate with minimal crew or even fully self-fly, much like autonomous cars. Energy storage. Solid-state batteries and ultra-efficient fuel cells will allow for extended flight durations with minimal emissions. Modular design. Aircraft interiors will become modular and reconfigurable, allowing homes to be updated, expanded, or repurposed mid-flight. Orbital integration. Future aircraft may even operate in the upper stratosphere or near space altitudes, acting as stepping stones for suborbital or orbital travel. These advancements will ensure that flying homes are not just luxurious, but also safe, sustainable, and economically viable. The rise of airplane motorhomes will reshape human society in ways we're only beginning to imagine. Global citizenship. With homes that cross borders daily, people will begin to see themselves less as citizens of a single nation and more as citizens of the planet. Decentralized work and life. Remote work will become airborne work. Families might live above the Pacific while their children attend virtual schools in Europe. Redefining travel. The concept of traveling may disappear altogether. If your home moves with you, there's no distinction between being away and at home. Cultural fusion. As people live above multiple continents, cultures, cuisines, and languages will blend like never before, accelerating globalization in a deeply personal way. Just as the internet transformed how we connect and communicate, flying homes will transform how we live, erasing the boundaries between here and there, today and tomorrow. With every technological leap come new challenges, and airborne living is no exception. Airspace regulation. Governments and international bodies will need new frameworks to manage privately owned, constantly moving residences. Privacy and security. Airborne homes will require robust cybersecurity and physical defense systems to prevent hijacking or sabotage. Environmental impact. Despite advances in sustainable propulsion, mass adoption could still pose ecological challenges if not carefully managed. Inequality. At first, flying homes will be accessible only to the wealthy. Ensuring that this technology eventually benefits broader society will be a major social challenge. These issues must be addressed early, not just by engineers and designers, but by policymakers, ethicists, and the global community. Perhaps the most exciting implication of airborne homes is what they represent: a stepping stone to space-based living. Many of the technologies developed for flying homes, closed-loop life support, lightweight modular interiors, autonomous systems, are directly applicable to orbital habitats and lunar bases. Companies like SpaceX, Blue Origin, and Axiom Space are already exploring space stations designed as space condos, and the lessons learned from airplane motorhomes will accelerate their development. In this sense, the age of airborne living is not an endpoint. It's a bridge from earthbound existence to a future where home might orbit Earth, circle the moon, or even sail between planets. For over a century, the sky has been a space we crossed, a gap between where we were and where we wanted to be. But in the decades ahead, that will change. The sky will stop being a passage and become a place where we sleep, work, eat, and dream, a place we call home. The airplane motorhome represents more than just a technological achievement. It symbolizes a profound shift in how humanity views mobility, home, and belonging. It's the culmination of centuries of ambition, the dream not just to conquer the skies, but to live among them. From the dusty airstrips of the Wright brothers to the floating palaces of the future, the story of flight has always been a story of pushing boundaries. And now, the final boundary, the boundary between Earth and home, is about to be erased. In the coming decades, homes will no longer have addresses. They'll have flight paths. And humanity's next great journey won't be from one place to another. It will be from the ground to the sky,